An Elkhart County man in prison for dealing cocaine near a school, getting his conviction thrown out.
Now, the Indiana Supreme Court ruling 5-0. Victor Ponce was not properly told about his rights when he pleaded guilty back in 1999. WSBT's Kelli Stopczynski is looking into how this decision could impact other cases. Kelli?
Rick, the High Court found the judge in this case did everything right, but the court-appointed interpreter inaccurately translated Ponce's rights to him in Spanish when he signed a plea agreement. The big question now, did she make the same mistakes in other cases?
The problem with cases with illegal immigrants, and many times when you're speaking with them, they're going to tend to agree when they don't really understand, just to be cooperative.
Mark Doty was Victor Ponce's lawyer 15 years ago. When his client pleaded guilty, Ponce's interpreter told the judge Ponce understood a little and spoke a little English. A certified court interpreter recently testified to Indiana Supreme Court justices about court transcripts from that day. The judge said, "Mr. Ponce, I now advise you that you have the right to a public and speedy trial by jury." The interpreter said he's advising you that you have the right to another judging speedier, okay? Then the judge said you cannot be compelled to make any statement or testify against yourself at any hearing or trial, but you may remain silent. The interpreter said, and until that date, you cannot make other oaths against yourself, but you can remain silent.
There have been a lot of illegal immigrants that have gotten in trouble in Elkhart County that probably utilize the same translator. I would imagine that some of those convictions could be in question.
If that's the case, the cases will be reviewed and we'll go from there. I mean, the bottom line is everybody is and particularly my office, is very interested in people being treated fairly.
It's not clear how many cases Ponce's interpreter was involved in, but she's no longer working for Elkhart County courts. And even though Prosecutor Curtis Hill was not in office back then, he says the system could have been better.
You had more of a haphazard system where is there anybody in the courtroom who can speak the language?
In 2003, the Indiana Supreme Court started a program that certifies and sets ethical standards for courtroom reporters, but courts in Indiana not required to have certified interpreters. Most courtrooms in Elkhart and St. Joseph counties do, though. It's up to a judge to qualify them, ask them questions to make sure they're able to do the work. Rick?
Kelli, Ponce, just 15 years into the 40-year sentence the judge gave him. Will they have to go to trial all over again in this case?
You know, that's the big question, and it's up to the prosecutor. Hill has to review the case and see what evidence he has. It's important to point out, though, if he's convicted on those drug charges, 2 Class A felonies, he could get a total of 100 years in prison. At the live desk, I'm Kelli Stopczynski, WSBT Channel 22 News.
Now we're following